say this, just do something everyone, and then
Good job.
you get grab this.
Good
And
job.
then
Okay, let me
you
answer.
get it started, and then you get and then you get
Answer. Okay, let me
This is
answer.
the best breakdown we've gotten all night. We'll go ahead and get started here. Started here with Gabby and with Skylar. Percy, go ahead and start us off, and we'll go to Jeff Brown. Percy, go ahead.
Like Gabby, I'm sure you played against her before, but can you describe the things that you're seeing post-Olympic break, and especially in these last three games from your teammate Skylar there, and just the things that you saw from her in this game tonight?
Yeah, when she gets into takeover mode, I mean, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, and it's kind of like reassuring as her teammate. Like when she gets into that zone, like, all right, we got someone who's carrying us. And so, especially in that second half, I was just trying to take the point guard responsibility a bit more so we can get her going, maybe get a weaker defender on her, just trying to find ways because no one was stopping her going downhill.
Is it and now again, is it a look that she gives? Is it a vibe that she gives off? How do you know that she gets into that takeover mode?
When she starts being aggressive, really, because it doesn't take much. I feel like she's always in that mode, like she's always going. But when she starts to look for herself, that really changes everything for us. It opens everything because she attracts so many people when she drives to the lane, so then she can create for others. But then she's finishing so well around the rim as well. So I think it's just when you just start seeing her go downhill, you know that she's in her zone.
There you go. Thank you, guys.
And then Jeff Brown, and then we'll go to Bella. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, first for Skylar, early on in the second period. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Early on in the second period, you guys are down 13, but then you finish that second quarter on a 24-11 run, tie it up at halftime. Kind of what was happening when you got down, and then how did you correct things?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team, regardless of the record, this is a team that it plays well at home. We know they beat New York, Vegas, competed with Connecticut. So this is like a team that, they play well at home. We understand that. And so we didn't get the start that we hoped for in the first quarter. And like you said, we got down double digits and we didn't panic. We talked about it, came together and said, okay, we can do some things in this game, but we have to change right now. And I thought we stepped it up defensively. And to go on that run, like you alluded to, we stepped up defensively and we're able to get out in transition, kind of play and flow a little bit. And that's how we like to play. And then just trying to be more aggressive in the second half on our schemes. We felt like we were being kind of tentative. Okay, go under. Okay, switch it maybe when we didn't have to. But we started doing the more aggressive thing on the schemes, ball screen wise, was our adjustment there, and just being more physical.
And then one more for Skylar before I ask Gabby. You guys, with the win, guarantee you finish no worse than fifth, and you still have a chance to be fourth. Are you guys scoreboard watching, and how important is it to close the season out strong?
I think personally, we just focusing on what we can do as far as Seattle goes, and just trying to execute our game plan from game to game. Trying to win and just control what we can control. Haven't been doing a ton of scoreboard watching, to be honest, but just trying to prep and bottle up some good things that we've been doing so we could try to have a carryover and just continue to improve from game to game. But I think at this point of the season, the chips are going to fall where they may, and we just have to do our part and try to win games and get better.
And for Gabby, just obviously another strong performance on offense for you. What were you seeing out there? And then also, just what did you see out of Kia Jackson on the other end?
Yeah, I mean, we were moving the ball really well, so that gave me a lot of pretty wide open shots and let me get into my rhythm there. Also, I think the way we were being aggressive on their switches helped me to get going too, because I like to get downhill as well and create for others. So when I'm able to play with someone who's switching, I have the shot myself or I have the assist. So that helped me to get going too. And Rakeya, she's tough. I mean, I felt like she made some tough shots. Like I felt like I was defending her well, and that's something as a defender you just have to say. It's like good defense with better offense. But the most we can do is just make it difficult for her. But she's got a bright future. I mean, she did a lot of great things tonight, so definitely looking out for her.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Let's go to Bella and then Christian.
Hey guys, thanks for the time. First, a quick follow-up to Jeff's earlier question. He had mentioned the second quarter comeback, and I was just wondering more specifically if Coach Quinn said or changed anything before that run, or if it sort of came from the players.
We can't say it on camera. Yeah, she was spirited. But it was as much of us before she got into the huddle, discussing things. We didn't panic, we just kind of talked some things out, what we saw. We all agreed that that's not the effort we want to continue to play with. And, we made that decision to turn it up. But we acknowledge that the first unit, and I've said this before, we have to have a better start. I mean, that first quarter, it was lethargic, them coming off a back-to-back, we didn't take advantage of that. And we finally started, getting up and down and trying to get some fast break points in. I think we still got terribly out rebounded, which is that's something we just have to take care of in these next games. And really that needs to be a point of emphasis for us being on the boards. And so we looked like we were on the back-to-back to start it. But I think that the second quarter, we talked about it there. Once we were able to break even at the half, we made some adjustments there that we were able to kind of keep the game under control from that point on. But like I said, this is a team that they're young, they play with a lot of energy. They play with an edge about them. They're great at getting to the free throw line, and they're not going to back down. And so we understood that coming in, and I was just happy, that we were able to finish it out in the fourth quarter, knock some free throws down, and close the game out.
And then a question I'd love to hear from both of you on. Ezzy had 4 blocks tonight, broke the single season franchise record for blocks. Generally, a defensive player of the year candidate on, one of the league's best defensive teams. But besides the blocks, which we obviously see on the stat sheet, how important is she to this team's defense in the ways that maybe won't show up on the stat sheet?
I think it's her energy and her aggressiveness, especially on the ball. I mean, we saw her in a couple of traps today, and just her defensive activity, the way she has her hands. It changes everything. It makes things so difficult when you have someone like that who's equally tall, equally athletic, equally smart defensively, who's hounding you on the ball. She made a huge difference for us in the third and fourth quarter when we started trapping. Because you can't do anything when Ezzy traps you. So not only just her presence at the rim, but her ball pressure, I think. And also if she's not blocking shots, you're scared to drive because you know that you have a shot blocker behind her. So just her presence makes it a lot easier for us.
DPOY, DPOY, DPOY.
I've been here for like 3 days and
DPOY, DPOY.
Thank you.
Let's go to Christian and then we'll finish in the room.
Skylar and Gabby, my first question's for Gabby. Throughout this season, whether it be Skylar, Neka, or Jewel, they said that the flow of the offense, whether we just feed the hot hand. And tonight, especially these last 3 games, you've had 17 points on 60% shooting in the last 2 out of the last 3. How does that kind of help you and adjust to the flow of the game and being with the team now post-Olympic break?
Well, it's really easy to do here because I mean we flow. We don't really run like plays for a specific person. We run actions. We run things that you can't necessarily scout, and so it's whoever's open, whoever has the mismatch, or whoever's hot, we try to feed. Like I said, when Sky started getting hot, I was looking for her, trying to bring the ball up as much as I can. Sometimes Neka got hot too in the beginning, so we were trying to duck and get it into her. And to defend that for 40 minutes is really, really hard. And I think that's what makes this team so special. It's why I came back here, because I like playing in this kind of system. There's some games where I'm going to maybe have a couple shots. There's some games where they're going to need more from me, but no matter what, I think we're all on the same page.
And Skylar, you've been consistent all season, but the second half push, and especially tonight, there were several kind of stretches throughout the game. But the one in the latter half for the fourth quarter, you scored or assisted on 2 out of those 3 possessions, and that kind of catapulted the team into those free throws that kind of won the game. What kind of goes into you just turning on, and like we were just talking about earlier in the press conference?
Yeah, definitely being aggressive. I think we did a good job. Noe and the staff did a great job of finding our mismatches, who we wanted and what actions, where on the floor we wanted these actions to happen. And we kind of simplified everything in the third and fourth quarter. And then, like Gab said, when we were able to lock in defensively, holding them under 20 in the second and third. But when we were able to lock in defensively, then we were able to kind of play that style of basketball that we liked, and we didn't have to do a whole bunch of play calling. And we were just able to get out into a flow. And not to be redundant, but that's the way we want to play our basketball. We want to let the defense kind of dictate that and really set the tone there defensively. And just trying to be aggressive. That's definitely my mindset, is coming off everything aggressive, looking for me first. And like Gab said, that just opens it up when we're all like that. And not just me specific. When Gab comes off them screens downhill, she creates, it's hard to guard that. And same with NECA, Ezzy, Jewel, whoever's out there. You know, we have an equal opportunity offense. All of us are capable, and we all just encourage each other to, you know, be aggressive, and then everybody else be ready to make plays or be ready to shoot the basketball.
And last question, here in the room.
Great win, Mike. This question is for Skylar. You play with a lot of tenacity. Can you talk about your motor and your drive that makes you go out there and play like that?
Yeah, I mean, coming into this league, you know, my rookie year, it was like a pinball machine, you know what I'm saying? Just bouncing off everybody. And you really don't get to last a long time in this league with this frame and, you know, with this talent. And so just trying to find my edge there. And so, yeah, I have my special ways and tactics to make that happen. But it's really just the competitive nature. I love to compete out here. I didn't play last year. And so I have a sense of urgency there. It's the best team I've been on. And so, you know, I'm inspired. I play inspired basketball here, and I'm comfy. I'm comfy now. I'm finally feel like I got my feet under me. I feel like I'm in a shape, and I felt like I always had that mindset, skill set, but that's my mindset is just coming in, being a competitor, and playing with some moxie.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Coach in here in just a minute.
And I just do something everyone, and then
Good job.
you get grab this.
Good
And
job.
then
Okay, let me
you
answer.
get it started, and then you get and then you get
Okay, let me
This
answer.
is the best breakdown we've gotten all night. We'll go ahead and get started here with Percy. Percy, go ahead, and then we'll go to Jeff Brown after that.
Let me answer.
That's so awesome. Awesome. Hey, Coach, I just want to get your thoughts on your point guard, who was 10 for 13, 26 points. A few minutes early with Gabby, she says that Skylar gets into this like takeover mode. Just for you, what does that look like when she gets into that?
This is my Gabby.
It's very elite, you know. She definitely works on the shots. You know, there is a different look in her eye. You can write right here. You know, it's not just the playmaking ability, is the defense. Like I'm super impressed with the 4 steals and the 3 blocks. You know, a guard, you know, with her strength at the point guard position, able to do those things. But to me, when I see it, you know, it's new for me because I've coached against it or played against it, but to see it and it be on our team is very impressive. The things that she's able to do on the floor, how she's able to make the team better, make the team go with her intensity, and just be very efficient. This is why she's elite. This is why she's one of the best in the league.
You know, and then just how important was this game? It just seemed sort of like what you said kind of earlier, that progress isn't kind of always linear, that, you know, there may be sideways, and that first quarter, it just felt like what was going on in that first quarter, but then you guys turned things around.
Definitely. I mean, I said that early on in Chicago, I believe, to the team, early on in the season, growth is not linear. This is something that one of my former principals in high school said to me. And you have to roll with the punches sometimes. And yeah, we want things to go well, and sometimes it doesn't. That's life, though. And, you know, you have to just stay the course. And even, you know, today in this game, yeah, we started off a certain way, but to tie it back up to have, like, LA has played tough, played teams tough up into the 4th quarter. So it's no shame in understanding that, yes, we understand where their record is, but they have very good players who are capable and they're pros. But it shows a lot for us to weather the storm, especially on the road, to get our defense back clicking, to get some offense. It's good to see 90 on the board again. But, you know, a win is a win on the road. Every team in this league is pretty tough.
There you go. Thank you, Coach.
Of course.
Jeff Brown, and then we'll go to Christian.
Yeah, to kind of go right off of that, what were you seeing from your team when you went down, trailed by 13, and then how were you able to kind of overcome that? What were the positive adjustments?
I believe that at that point they had 22 points in the paint. They were out rebounding us, and I just saw a team who had more energy than us. And so again, it can't be the intangibles, like a team playing harder than us and us not being physical or not, punching first, so to speak. I felt that we were a little bit lax with our coverages. And so we changed our coverages to be more physical, more aggressive. And I thought that helped a ton. You try to play scout and you try to play the averages, but sometimes physicality outweighs that because it gives us some momentum, and that's what happened today. We switched up our physicality and it helped us a ton.
Nice. And what did you see from out of Rikia Jackson in this game, and what did you think out of her coming out of college?
If can I say this, if we were to keep our pick, I would have loved to have her on our team. She's in college. She was very versatile. And in college, I would say that her handle wasn't as sharp, but to see what she's doing at this level, she's really worked on her game and she's been very effective, whether it's playing the three or small forward. The three ball wasn't as consistent in college, but it's been very consistent in the pros. Her ability to shoot over anybody in the paint, that's always been a thing because of her size. But she's a pro. Like we saw that in college that she was a pro, and it's showing, with her efficiency on the floor and her ability to really attack any matchup. She's really progressing.
And with Indiana's loss tonight and your guys' win, you clinch no worse than 5th seed, but you still have the potential to move up to 4th seed. Kind of, are you scoreboard watching at this point, and how important is it to finish strong?
As coaches, we have to, but I don't mention it to our players as much because I think we have to worry about ourselves. We're in a position that we can control our own destiny, so we have to control our controllables and take one game at a time. We can't worry about what other teams are doing. We can definitely worry about what we're doing, and so that's just our focus. Our next opponent is Dallas, so we have to lock into that. Knowing that they have a lot of firepower and they're playing with some pride. So no game is going to be easy going down a stretch, but our preparation matters and our mindset matters as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Christian and then Bella.
Hey, Coach, you got around 20 points from the free throw line, and I believe it's 14 points off those 13 turnovers. And tonight you did get around like 9 points from the three-point line. So when you pair all that together and then the defensive adjustments that you made in the second half, is this kind of like what you would want to see as consistency, that you guys want to 2 straight now in the second half?
Yeah, definitely. I think I mentioned it, throughout the year. If we're in that 6 to 10 make range in the 3-pointers and consistent with our points in the paint, and getting to the free throw line and like you're saying, the points off turnovers, these things offset those threes. But when we add the threes, we see 90 a lot. So efficiency matters with what we do, whether it's scoring, whether it's how we play defense and just being on the floor, how we're taking care of the basketball. 6 turnovers to me is amazing in a 40-minute game, 22 assists. So
You be quiet.
no, you be quiet. So these are the things that we're doing. If we can continue to do this consistently, I think the things will continue to happen.
And without giving out too much, not trying to get in trouble, nothing, but going into the second half, there were a couple of ATOs I was thinking, where the team got exactly where they needed. And I think it was Gabby that said, you don't coach plays, you coach actions. And I was kind of wondering what goes into that and when the team needs it, and how do you decipher what you need?
Defensively, she was talking about?
Offensively, I believe.
I don't coach plays, I coach actions.
Huh?
A couple of things that just defensively for us, just trying to break it down for our group. Like, instead of trying to say, hey, each team runs X play, X play, X play, and have them remember the plays, breaking it down to plays are actions. And so if we're able to defend actions, then we're able to defend plays. Whether it's a DHO, a ball screen, a pin down, we know what our coverages are. We know what how we want to defend. And so when we understand how we want to defend those actions, then we're concentrated, we're more effective, we're comfortable, and then we're aggressive. It's no hesitancy. It's no, what do I do? We know whatever action that we're going to defend for that day, this is how we're going to defend it, and we just execute it. Offensively, I'm not sure what that means. I had to.
Yeah, maybe I got a mix up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Bella, and then we'll go to the room.
Coach, thanks for the time. Just one from me. Ezzy had 4 blocks tonight and broke the single season franchise record for blocks. Obviously, anytime you can break a 20-year-old record from Lauren Jackson, it's pretty impressive. But besides the blocks and the things that we sort of very obviously see on the stat sheet, can you just sort of speak to how important she is to the entire team's defensive performance in those ways that aren't as obvious?
Ezzy's number one role is to be our defensive anchor. You want to go see Jeff? You want to sit by Jeff?
Come on over here.
Stay right here. And so, anytime Ezzy is mentioned amongst, the greats, as if in Lauren Jackson, you know that she is a very good basketball player. She's very she's very committed to her role, to this team. The thing that I see growth in is her communication level and understanding of our system and how to play. She's very instinctual with the blocks. So sometimes she has Ezzy defense and I let her rock like that. But for her to be able to clean up, for her to be able to defend multiple positions, it is a sight to see. It is amazing to see her growth. And she looks up to Lauren Jackson a lot. So just imagine, the confidence that builds knowing that you broke her record, or you're mentioned you're mentioned in the same breath as her. Ezzy's amazing. Defensive player of the year. We need to take a hard look at that. She needs to make a defensive team, period. And we have to just give her flowers. She's done an amazing job and she should be honored for it.
And in terms of that, just a quick follow-up, that defensive player of the year, sort of obviously everyone on the team seems to think that she deserves that award, understandably so. What sort of things do you look at that say she is the best defender in the league this season?
I think you have to look at who she's guarding from the post standpoint, but also you got to know that our defense is very versatile. She's not just guarding post players, she's guarding wings and guards, and her ability to alter shots, block shots. She's in, I don't know the statistics. I'm not I'm not an expert in that area, but when she's on the floor, we're better defensively. And she's cleaning up a lot. Help side defense, getting her hands on ball. Sometimes, how many steals does she have? She's not really getting the steals number wise, but she's in areas. She's creating steals because of her length, her versatility, her athleticism. So that would be what I point to, not just the block shots, but the fact that when she's on the floor, we're better defensively.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And then we'll wrap up.
Great win, Coach.
Thank you.
Sorry, don't worry about it. Great win, Coach. Can you speak to your team's tenacity? It seems that you guys came out in playoff mode. I know we don't like to talk playoffs, but can you tell me a little bit about Skylar and her motor and her determination and tenacity that she played?
Yeah, I did. I thought we came out a little flat, but it was good to see we picked it up from the defensive end. And I think that helped generate easier baskets on the offensive end. Sky's the head of snake as it relates to the point of attack of our defense. So when she is able to get into bodies and use her quick hands to get deflections and steals, it really ignites what we do offensively. She's elite. And again, she scored at a high level in this league throughout her entire career, and she's assisting and she's playmaking, but she's also playing defense. So we need her to do everything, and she's committed to that, and she wants to be great for her teammates. So it's good to see her in this pocket.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
All right, say bye to everybody. We survived. Say see you soon. Yeah. Say go Storm.
Go Storm.
Woo. Let's go. Good job, bro. We survived. Thanks, Jeff.